What's the real deal between Ellen Pompeo and Patrick Dempsey? Why did Isaiah Washington reignite his feud with Katherine Heigl? And did everyone really hate Kate Walsh? Hi, I'm Janet, and I'm going to dish some dirt. Let's get into it. Ellen Pompeo, better known as Meredith Grey. She has been upfront and very open about what she calls a toxic work environment on Grey's Anatomy. From ridiculously long workdays to outright bad behavior, Ellen has not been afraid to speak up and tell the world what really goes on behind the cameras. Meredith McDreamy, the show's most loved couple, had the best on-screen romance. But behind the scenes, it wasn't all peaches and cream for the Grey's leads, Ellen Pompeo and Patrick Dempsey. As torn apart and full of grief as her character was to watch her husband die, Ellen said she felt pretty much nothing when Patrick left the set. According to The Hollywood Reporter, it is rumored that the two main actors were pitted against one another from the start by the showrunners, who were threatening their contracts. It seems Ellen was negotiating her pay, and as it turns out, Patrick may have been paid twice as much as her when the show first started, even though she was the title character. The showrunners often told Ellen that she was expendable because they had Patrick. Ellen managed to stand her ground, and today is the highest paid actress in television, making $20 million per season. As for her relationship with Patrick, well, if you glimpsed their Instagram lately, you would have seen they recently reconnected after years of not talking, as he made a surprise appearance in season 17 of the show, to which Ellen said, "It felt great. Patrick and I have this chemistry where I think, even from when we first met, for some reason, it just felt like we've known each other for 100 years, and it's just the same feeling. Doesn't that just warm your heart?" One castmate who has Ellen by his side is none other than Jesse Williams, known for his role as Dr. Jackson Avery. Not only do they hang out in real life and take vacations together, Ellen has also been very supportive of Jesse during his trying custody battle after the dissolution of his marriage. She even used her massive social media platform to give a shout out to all the dads doing their part to hold it down, showing up for their babies, at @IJessieWilliams. It seems that art mirrored life when it came to the friendship of Ellen Pompeo and Sandra Oh. The friendship goals besties have remained close even after Sandra left the show. When Sandra, who played Christina Yang, was nominated for an Emmy, an enthusiastic Ellen took to social media to congratulate her friend and offer her support. She really is her person. Sandra Oh. Ellen isn't the only Grey's castmate that Sandra has maintained a close bond with. Another great real-life buddy of hers is none other than Kevin Mckidd. Kevin played her on-screen husband Owen, and audiences were devastated when she left, especially if you were a Christina Owen shipper. And while the two had a lot of on-screen drama, don't you worry, the pair are very close in real life. Sandra, who still watches the show, even tweeted that she was a jealous wife after seeing his new on-screen marriage. And Kevin confirmed that the two speak all the time. Kevin even sent out a heartfelt tweet to Sandra when she was nominated for her role in the series Killing Eve as the first Asian woman in the lead actress category. Just have a sneak at their social media accounts, and you'll ooh and ah at their adorable friendship. After the reappearance of Derek in season 17, fans are even more hopeful that Christina will return for the show's finale, although Sandra says it's unlikely. While I deeply appreciate, because I can feel it from the fans, how much they love Christina and how the show keeps Christina alive, for me, Killing Eve is my home now. This is where I am. I am Eve, and that's where I plan to stay as long as the show will have me. And that's really where I want to be. Katherine Heigl. One of the show's most memorable actresses, Izzy Stevens, also seems to stir up a lot of commotion behind the scenes. According to varying sources, Katherine's big ego was the reason she found herself in the midst of all sorts of off-screen drama and scandal. One of the bridges she burnt was with Ellen Pompeo, who publicly criticized Katherine for the way she left the show in 2010. She also threw some shade when she went on to mention that Katherine's movie career did not take off as she had planned, the reason she apparently left the show in the first place, even though Katherine towed the company line of wanting to spend more time with her family. Another bridge burnt by Katherine was with Shonda Rhimes herself. In 2007, Katherine won an Emmy for her role on Grey's, but removed her name from consideration the following year because she did not think the role she was playing or the material she was working with was good enough. Katherine went on to say, I did not want to potentially take away an opportunity from an actress who was given such materials. This was a slap in the face to Shonda and the cast and crew of the show. Katherine left many people with a sour taste in their mouths, and she is number 1 on Shonda's list of people she does not like. Ouch! Patrick Dempsey. Another star to not get along so well with Shonda Rhimes is Patrick Dempsey. Yes, dear old Derek Shepherd and his creator did not have the best of relationships. So when it came time to do the unthinkable, one of TV's most lovable characters was killed off, and all because of Shonda herself. Shonda admits that it was not an easy decision, but the choice was between having Derek and Meredith split up or having Derek die, and Derek dying preserved the epic romance that fans loved. Shonda does not put up with drama or bad attitudes on her productions, and according to Cosmopolitan, Patrick was quite the diva, which is why he had to go. In season 11, disciplinary action was taken against Patrick for his bad behavior, and he was suspended for a while before his ultimate firing. Another rumor which floated around at the time of Patrick's departure was that he was having an affair with a younger woman who worked on the Grey's set, and not long after, his wife filed for divorce. The two have since reconciled. One of the most memorable and widely spoken about conflicts was that between Patrick Dempsey and Isaiah Washington. The feud, which eventually turned violent, started in 2007, when Isaiah reportedly used a homophobic slur when describing his fellow castmate, T.R. Knight. But to this day, Isaiah claims this as false. Apparently, Patrick constantly arriving late at work was the cause for Isaiah's frustration and the beginning of their conflict, which ended up in Isaiah grabbing Patrick by the throat. Not long after the incident, Isaiah was fired. Isaiah Washington. At the time of the Dempsey-Washington incident, T.R. Knight, who played George O'Malley, was not yet out of the closet. But he revealed that hearing Isaiah use the slurs in his argument with Patrick gave him the courage to come out as gay. "I've never been called that to my face," he told Ellen DeGeneres in an interview. "When that happened, something shifted, and it became bigger than myself." But backstage at the 2007 Golden Globes, when Isaiah denied having made the comment or use of language, a new feud was set alight. Katherine Heigl was outraged and said, "I'm going to be really honest right now. He needs to just not speak in public," she said. Period. "I'm sorry. That did not need to be said. I'm not okay with it." Isaiah reignited his feud with Katherine in November 2020 over Twitter, when he replied to a social media user with, "Your opinions are your own, but you are a fool, a liberal and misguided feminist to even try and defend this woman. You weren't there, so die on this hill, whoever you are. She could have cared less about her gay friend." But sources close to Katherine say she is proud to have stood up for her friend and for the LGBTQ community. Justin Chambers. The two characters that have stood the test of time on Grey's Anatomy are Justin Chambers and Ellen Pompeo. Justin, who played Alex Karev, has stuck by Meredith through thick and thin, often making fans wonder if there would ever be a potential romance between the two. When asked this very question, Ellen responded by saying, "Justin is one of my favorite people on the planet. We're really close, and it does feel weird. To potentially maybe have him as a love interest would be like kissing my brother." But someone who Justin may have gotten a little too close to is his on-screen wife, Jo Wilson, played by Camilla Luddington. In 2014, there were multiple rumors that the two were out canoodling in public, but since then, they have both denied the gossip. Camilla got married in 2019 and is a mother of 2, and Justin has been happily married since 1993 with 5 kids. Kate Walsh. Did you know that both Patrick Dempsey and Ellen Pompeo had no idea Derek was married to Addison in season 1 until they shot that episode? What Kate Walsh's castmates also weren't privy to was the announcement of her own spin-off series, Private Practice. The only person who was genuinely happy for Kate was Sara Ramirez, while the rest of the cast bitterly turned a cold shoulder towards the actress. But Dr. Addison Montgomery and Dr. Callie Torres took their on-screen friendship off-screen and built a lasting connection. If you watch their social media, you will see they have attended bachelorette parties, weddings, and birthdays together, and are full of love and support for one another. Sara was also very sad when Kate left the show and said, "I'm going to miss her. Kate is an enormously talented woman, and I think she's so much fun to watch. I wish her continued success." Want to know more about what happens behind the scenes on Grey's Anatomy? Check out some of our other videos where we reveal the cast's real-life partners and more. Thanks for watching, and stay awesome!